The mistake that people make in the beginning of the crisis is to manage a perception of the crisis and not the crisis itself. Like a lot of things in life, the management of a crisis is all about truth. It is a race to get to the truth, to be able to understand what actually it is that happened to you. And then once you understand what happened to you, then you can construct a plan. If you don't know what the facts are, then you will construct a plan that actually will prove to be completely errant going on into the future. So one of the first things you need to do is conduct an internal investigation in order to be able to understand what the facts are. And I recommend that that be done through your general counsel's office, working with outside counsel, so that you can take advantage of the various privileges that are available. Now, you may choose not to rely on those privileges because the demands of the circumstance may be such that you need to be completely forthcoming. But on the other hand, if you've done it under a privilege, the attorney-client privilege, the work product privilege, something called an audit privilege, then you have the option of being able to determine the timing of your disclosure. And my experience is that when you're working on crisis problems, that being able to control the timing allows you to be able to control the narrative. You protect your reputation in the middle of the crisis by getting to the truth first and understanding what it is that has happened to you, and then dealing with the public and agencies in a manner that addresses the truth. You can spin. Spinning is workable around the edges of a crisis, but if you don't have the facts straight in the beginning, then what's going to happen is you're going to lose your credibility. And once you lose your credibility, it's very expensive to buy it back. Some would argue that BP had to spend $20 billion in order to buy back their credibility and get ahead of the curve in dealing with their problem. That brings me to a second item, and that is you've got to take decisive action. What occurs in a crisis oftentimes is denial. The people that come to the CEO are going to be people who have maybe made a mistake, and they're going to want to minimize. They're going to want to hope that the crisis isn't as large as it in fact turns out to be. And so they'll present to the CEO a picture that may be more rosy than what it actually is. And the CEO in good faith goes out and talks to the media, or his spokesman or her spokesman goes out to talk to the media, and they go out with something that isn't quite true, and they find out later on that they didn't take the appropriate actions in the early stages in order to be able to preserve their credibility. So the two things, find the truth, number one, and the second thing is once you've found the truth, then act on the truth. Take your losses, take them quickly, accept them, and then move on, because in the long run, you'll be far better off, and the ultimate cost of the crisis will be much lower than it would be if you fail on either of those items.